Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thanks for watching today. My name is Rich Tarani. We're coming to you from San Jose, and on our program is Faraz Sayed, who is the CEO and co-founder of DeviceAnywere. Hey Faraz, how are you?
Very nice. Thank you.
Glad to have you back on the program. I was hoping that you could just briefly go over what your company's up to.
Sure. Thank you for having me. And I think the important thing that I wanted to talk about today was that this year we are seeing a lot of good traction in the enterprise mobility space, and we're making good headway there. And what's really happening is there's a trend of smartphone adoption, smartphones making it into the enterprise, and we're seeing that as a result of that, enterprises are building applications both from a business to consumer perspective, as well as business to employee perspective, as well as internal sort of apps like inventory management and tracking, things like that. All of which are now being enabled on the smartphone platforms that are getting more and more available.
And how are you helping there?
So to backtrack a little bit, our company, DeviceAnywere, provides test and quality management solutions for the mobile space. Anytime you build an application, a software, a piece of content that goes onto a mobile device, you need to test it. You need to ensure that it looks the way you meant it to look, it works the way you meant it to work, and it performs well. And of course, you want to test it on a variety of different handsets and platforms and networks that you're covering. That's what we have provided and we provide, and we have been traditionally supporting all kinds of mobile application providers, and just that now we are also seeing a big tidal wave of rise of the enterprise segment who is getting into mobility. A majority of mainstream enterprises are now embarking on mobility as an important and essential path to a channel to the consumer and to their own employees, to increase productivity in case of the employee interaction, and to increase more engagement with consumers when it talks about the consumer part of it.
Now, can you give me an example of how you've helped the customer?
Sure. For example, I'll take a financial institution, large financial institution without taking a name, that provides has an online brokerage, is an online brokerage, and so on and so forth. So they have an app that a consumer can download, install on their smartphone platform, a variety of different smartphone platforms. And the app allows the consumer to execute trades. As you can imagine, trade execution is a critical task. So the app that is now on the device and is being used for that function has to be rock solid. When you execute a transaction, it has to work, or at least you have to know that it didn't go through, whatever it is, but the app has to work.
Sure.
So that basically means that this enterprise, which is a bank, when they build the application, they build it because it's essential. It's one of the things that people are coming to expect. It should work on my iPhone, my BlackBerry, my iPad, and so on and so forth. So they're building the app, but then they have to ensure that it's being tested appropriately and it works. And that's where we come in. We have helped this particular customer and a number of others like this one ensure that their app works flawlessly on a wide variety of platforms that they are projecting out into the market to get to their consumers.
Okay, that's a great example. So what sorts of trends are you seeing in the market beyond enterprises just deploying mobile apps?
I think a lot of the trends have to do with the market has focused and a little bit preoccupied with the smartphone, and we are seeing that it's a sort of a self-fulfilling thing. There's a lot of trending in that direction, smartphone rise. But within the smartphones, there are several other trends. In fact, we have been producing a metrics report. What that provides is, one of the things about our company is we find ourselves in the center of the mobile ecosystem, so to speak. So we are at the hub of it. We have more than 1,300 companies who build mobile products as customers. They come to us every day, do testing of various different applications. So what we have been able to produce is actual empirical data of what people are actually doing. It's not a survey. It's not me asking an opinion from a mobile developer saying what kind of apps or platforms you're addressing. We have been able to produce empirical data from our own system because people come and test their applications on our system, and we can tell what platforms are the most important ones, which platforms are gaining popularity in terms of developer focus. So based on that, we've just produced our May report for our metrics report, And the more interesting finding there is the first thing is BlackBerry continues to be dominant in terms of what people are testing on as the #1 smartphone platform, followed by the iPhone or the Apple platform. And #3 used to be Windows Mobile, but this time around, for the first time, Android has tied Windows Mobile at #3. And Android, from a year ago, has gone from like a 3% penetration in our system to more than 15%. So it has had a lot of growth. So these are sort of the trends. First, the smartphone growth. Second, within the smartphone, the kind of shifts that we're seeing in Android obviously coming up in a big way.
The Motorola Droid X is out, I think it's this week, and I had a chance to test one last week. It's a great device. It's one of the best phones I've seen out there, so I expect that to be a dominant product that just pushes Android even further.
Does, and a lot of the other phones that have come out, with the HTC and other Motorola Android-based devices, we're seeing that developers are going towards those devices. First, because it's an open system and so on and so forth, but also because there are so many vendors and operators pushing that platform, and it just makes sense.
So we've got about 30 seconds. I'm hoping you can tell us what's next for your company.
What's really next for our company is we think that when we're seeing it, that more consumer electronics items will become application ecosystems, whether it's a tablet, whether it's an iPad type of a device, or it's a smart television with an Android OS built into it, or it's a smart set-top box that has an application ecosystem where you can download apps to your set-top box and interact with those apps through your TV. We're seeing a trend starting to emerge, and we think that there will be basically more consumer electronic items that will have app environments in them that you'll be able to therefore collaborate. You'll have all your devices collaborate with each other, and we are there to provide again the quality management aspect as a result. That will emerge again as a result of apps being built for these platforms.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for being on the program today and chatting with us about what your company's up to and your future direction. It's great.
Thank you.